The government runs health care now. And I want to say to you that this legislation is going to have to say to seniors that we are not going to diminish anything you already receive, that we're going to have to make it better, because we're going to first off start to close up that donut hole. We're going to reduce the cost of prescription drugs. And I want you to be clear on the fact that you will not lose your right to choose where you want to be insured. If you are blessed and fortunate enough to have a job and you want to keep the insurance you have on your job, you can keep it. We're not going to make you change. We really don't even want you to change. Because that would make the public policy plan very, very big. And right now, we need to find out how this is going to really work. So we want you to stay where you are. Now, if for some reason you don't like it and you really do want to change, then that option is available to you. Let me say what is important about this. There will never be a time when you are denied coverage because you have asthma or high blood pressure or diabetes. You will never, ever be denied coverage. If you get sick and stay sick for a long time, you cannot be dropped by your insurance company. 58% of the people in this country have a chronic illness. Asthma, high blood pressure, things that we don't think about as chronic illnesses, but they are. These are people who have been denied and denied and denied. When you think of 58% of the population could be dropped from insurance at any point, or may not even be able to get insurance even if they have a job. There's a young woman in this district. We did a teletown hall meeting, I guess about a month ago. She said that her child was born with a heart defect, had a number of surgeries. Baby still is going to have problems throughout her life. She's still a toddler. But because the insurance only covered up to so much in surgical care and in medical care, they dropped her as a toddler. She could not find insurance anywhere because the baby had a pre-existing condition. She finally found an insurance carrier to cover the child. It cost her $38,000 a year. That's what more people go bankrupt in this country because of medical bills than anything else. And we just believe that you shouldn't lose your house because you get sick. The other thing that we have determined is that it is a lot cheaper to take care of you when you are well than it is to take care of you when you are sick. And so this whole plan is being developed around preventive care. We have these insurance companies that have made a fortune on people like me or you, or who pay and pay and pay until we get real sick when we get old. So they've taken all this money, they've made zillions of dollars, and then they spend all of the money that they're going to spend on you when it's time for you to die. As opposed to say, we want to keep you well. We want to make sure that we diagnose whatever your issue is early on so that we can keep you well. There is no wellness in healthcare today. So we have to be sure that people understand that this is going to be a preventive care. This is going to be something that you can go to your doctor and have any kind of a screening as long as it is preventive and it not cost you anything. We're going to make sure that your premiums are capped. Right now, they're looking at something in the ballpark of $5,000, saying that you would never, ever have to pay more than $5,000 out of pocket if you have insurance. But on the other end, we're going to say to the insurance companies, you cannot cap how much you spend on a particular illness. Most policies are set up, especially with mental health care. And do you know that almost 50% of the people who are in prisons today are mentally ill? But most policies will say you can spend 90 days in the hospital in a year, and you can only spend so much money on medication, and you can't ever do it again. That's why we have people come out and we don't treat them, so they go back. What we're going to do is change all of that so that there is no cap on what your illness can cost, so that insurers have to cover it no matter what it takes. So we are really working very, very hard. I'm going to stop because I know there are people who want to ask questions, and I want to take as many questions as I can. I do want to thank all of you who in any way participated in the foreclosure. Yeah, thank you. There were a lot of people who talked about, in a very negative way, why would we bring someone here to do that? All I can say is that when 30,000 people show up because they are in fear of losing their homes, something is wrong here. And more than 5,000 people were helped in that 4 days. And we are still helping people. If you need help, please contact our office. We're going to be sending out some more information. But I just need for you to understand that you sent me to Washington to do the best I know how to do. I'm always going to fight for you. I am there to represent you. And I'm never going to do anything that I think is going to be harmful to the people who live here. Remember, as you talk about seniors, and I know I'm going to put my mother on the spot, but I have a mother. She's a senior citizen. Why would I do something to hurt my own mother? That makes sense. That makes absolutely no sense. So for those of you who want to ask me questions, please feel free. On either side, I don't have an issue with the debate. I think that I have a lot of information about what is going on, and I can help you with that information. And it doesn't have to be on healthcare. It can be on any subject.